Sir, time difference.
Time difference is what? Time difference is what I am saying. What happened? You are reaching or not? Reaching? Are you reaching the
Then
Bangalore or not?
Yes.
Right? You are reaching or not? So reaching
Yes, sir.
Bangalore, if somebody has to what happened? Difference you will get in the form of what? Money also you will get difference. No? Non-stop will have more expensive when you compare with what happened. Please stop. Sir. So don't take what happened what seriously this example, but I have taken for only for to imagine that one. To imagine this one, I have taken that example. So of course the time will be different, money will be different, seating arrangement will be different. Yeah? Attractions in the bus also will be different. You have something TV in non-stop bus. So many things will be different, but reaching is what same one. Right here, what is Hess law here? According to this law, the total enthalpy change of the reaction. I already told you enthalpy of reaction definition already I given. Enthalpy of products minus enthalpy of reactant is same whether the reaction takes place in single step or several step. The reaction is taking place to give the products in different number of steps, otherwise in one step. This is called what? Hess law of constant heat summation. Now, why it is called constant heat summation? Let me take one example now. Now, A is converting into B in part 1 like this. Like this. Now, first of all, to convert A into B, A converted into C, C converted into D, and finally D is converting into B. Now here, when A converting into B, the enthalpy of reaction is H1, delta H1, enthalpy of reaction is delta H1, and converting C into D, the enthalpy of reaction is what? Delta H2, and D converting into B, enthalpy of this reaction is what? Delta H3. Now this reaction, if I do directly in a path 2 here, directly A is converting into B. In this case, the enthalpy of reaction is delta H. Delta H for what? Path 2. Delta H1 plus delta H2 plus delta H3 for path 1. Okay. Now I am summing this one. A delta H1, delta H2, delta H3. Then the same amount I am getting when you get this. So let me see this one. Path 1 and path 2. Both are what? Same one. Both are what? Same. How you say both are what? Same? Because the value of this one, is always equal to when you sum what happen, all these steps enthalpy of reactions, delta H1, delta H2, delta H3. Both are getting same. That means I already told you one thing before starting the thermodynamics in the path function and state functions. What is path function? What is path function? Which do not depend upon the path. Correct or not? Heat. Tell me better, heat is path function or state function?
Path function.
Heat and work, both are what? Path functions beta.
Path function.
Both are path functions. Okay? They are what? Path functions. Correct? Now here, initial step, final step. Correct or not? Initial step and final step. What is initial? What is final? Correct or not? Initial and final step. This is called what? State functions. They do depend upon only initial is what? Final is what? Now, if they depend upon the path, what path it is occurring? They are called what? Path functions. So we have taken example for path functions, what actually? Heat and work. I have taken one is heat, other is what? Work. Both are actually depends upon path. They depends upon the path. Right? Now I have taken here path 1 and I have taken here path 2. But in the same, the same amount of enthalpy is exchanging. The same amount of enthalpy is exchanging in path 1 and path 2. This one is enthalpy. This one is what? Heat. This one is heat. Enthalpy is a state function. Enthalpy is a state function. Where heat is what? Path function. So enthalpy is different. Heat is different. Right? So now, what I am saying here, according to this law, the total enthalpy, this one, of a reaction is always same whether the reaction takes place in single step or several steps. This is single step, this is several steps. Now we'll take one example to explain this one. A real example let me take to explain this one here. Now let me take the carbon dioxide plus hydrogen like this. Now let me take beta. When you treat carbon dioxide, for example, what happens if you see this one reaction? Now this is a single step reaction beta. Carbon dioxide reacting with hydrogen gives rise to carbon monoxide plus water. The values we are going to get 41.4. But I have taken what? 3 steps here. 3 steps. When you add everything with plus and minus, you are getting what? Same value. I will take one more example also. I will take to explain this one. Simple example. We will take now. Carbon when react with oxygen to give carbon dioxide. This is solid. Thermochemical equation can be represented definitely with what? Their physical state here. It is also what? Gas. Now in this case, there will be 393.5 kilojoules per mole amount of energy is releasing. Which type of process? Exothermic beta or endothermic? This reaction. Exothermic or endothermic beta? Exothermic, not endothermic. Why? Because heat is releasing beta, delta H equal to negative. It's a combustion reaction. Which type of reaction beta? Combustion reaction. Enthalpy of reaction, standard enthalpy of reaction is what? 393. Because in this reaction, when this reaction takes place, okay, the change in the enthalpy is what? 393.5 kilojoules. Single step reaction. Now, if I take what? With the 2 steps mechanism, half oxygen only I will take. I got carbon monoxide. I got here carbon monoxide. Here, something around what? Minus 110.5 kilojoules per mole energy is released. Then delta H is equal to enthalpy of this reaction. Standard enthalpy of reaction is equal to what? Minus 110.5 kilojoules. Next, second step, carbon monoxide is reacting with second mole of oxygen. You got here carbon dioxide. In this case, you got 283 point something what? 5. You take here what happened? 110 you take here 110, something around 110 meter. You take 110. Other you take 1.5, no problem here. 100, 110. Here you 283.5 kilojoules per mole is releasing. The enthalpy of reaction for this one is minus 283.5 kilojoules per mole. Kilojoules per mole. It also what happened? Kilojoules per mole actually. It also what happened? Kilojoules per mole. Okay. Now this is a solid gas. Next what happened? Gas it is. It is also gas, and this one also gas. Now step number 1, step number 2. 2 steps mechanism it is. The reaction is taking place in 2 steps. Now here the reaction is taking place one in single step it is. The single step. Now single step enthalpy of reaction, how much you got better? 393.5. And the several steps means 2 steps what happen? Enthalpy of reaction becomes what here? Minus 293.5 kilojoules per mole. Now you can say according to Hess law, taking place in single step, whether the reaction takes place in what? 393. Whether the reaction is taking place in what? Several steps. The amount of heat exchange, the amount of enthalpy exchange, the amount of enthalpy is exchanging here. That is always what happened, same here. So this is what an example for, you can take for Hess law actually. Hess law, you can take this example. In examination, if they ask, justify the Hess law with a beautiful example, take this example, right? Very simple example. Next, here it is actually some small data about this one.
Sir, can you explain that once again?
Which one better? Which one you want? That one means what? That one means what? Which one? Which one better? That one means what? What I have? Thermochemicals can be added. Thermochemicals can be subtracted. Thermochemicals can be multiplied. Thermochemicals can be divided. I will explain this one by taking one example for you. Okay, when we do some problem, how thermochemical equations are added, subtracted, multiplied, divided. In example, I will explain this one. If it is not possible to determine the experimentally enthalpy of reaction, it can be calculated by the Hess law. If you cannot calculate, you can calculate by the Hess law. Just now we seen that one also. Calculation of heat of reactions which do not takes place directly. Okay. So calculation of heat of extreme slow reactions, calculation of heat extreme reactions can be possible actually. So if there what happened, calculation of heat of reactions which do not takes place directly. Okay. In that case, what happened? Calculation of heat of extremely slow, extremely fast, what happened is very difficult for us. If you are medium only, we can easily identify that. Helps to calculate the heat of ionization of weak acid. This is not there in the syllabus, you can leave it. This is important better. We can calculate the calorific values here of any number of things. Right. Let me see this one. This is about the Hess law. Okay. So you see this question, if you observe, Hess law is applicable to calculation of heat, fast and slow, very fast and very slow, because very fast experimentally we can't determine better. If the reactions are taking place very fast and very slow, the change occurring in the slow we can't identify. Even in fast also the change occurring we can't identify. So we have to experimentally, whichever cannot be possible, we can take theoretically by using what here? Hess law. And weak acids and weak bases dissociation constant K can be calculated here. This will discuss in where in the equilibrium. And we can also calculate the calorific values of each and every fuel cycle. Right? Next we discuss about what? According to the Hess law, the total enthalpy change of a reaction is whether the reaction takes place single step, cell steps will be same only, no? This is what. Let me take now remaining one. Standard enthalpy of combustion, standard enthalpy of atomization, and standard enthalpy of ionization. After this, we'll see some problems. So what is meaning of standard enthalpy of combustion? See, very simple. Yesterday only we discussed about these topics. Standard enthalpy of what? Fusion, vaporization, same type of definition. Same type of definition, but the type of reaction is different. Here type of reaction is combustion here. The enthalpy of change when 1 mole of substance is completely burned in standard state. Standard state means what? Temperature is 298 Kelvin, pressure is 1 bar pressure. Is known as standard enthalpy of combustion. You take here what happened, C4H10 beta, it is butane, right? Reacting with what? Oxygen and converting into carbon dioxide. Definitely, can you say it is a combustion reaction or not? How do you say it is combustion reaction beta?
So because carbon dioxide and water.
On product side, if you see only carbon dioxide and water. On reactant side, compulsory oxygen. Whatever it may be, reaction side, reactant side oxygen, product side carbon dioxide, water only. You don't get remaining products here. Definitely it is a combustion reaction. Now in this case, how many moles have taken beta here? How many moles have taken here?
1.
1 mole. So 1 mole. In this case, how much amount of enthalpy change? 2658. Now this is called what? Enthalpy of combustion. 2658 amount of enthalpy released when 1 mole of substance is completely burned in standard conditions, this 2658 is called standard enthalpy of combustion. The amount of enthalpy changes when 1 mole of a substance is completely undergoing combustion in standard conditions. If you don't write standard condition, it is called enthalpy of combustion. If you write standard conditions, it is called standard enthalpy of combustion. For example, I write like this: carbon plus oxygen gives rise to carbon dioxide. Now, is it called, can I call this one standard enthalpy combustion example? Can I take this is a standard enthalpy of combustion example?
No, sir.
Enthalpy of combustion is equal to what here? Minus 395.
No, sir.
It can be taken. Why? Why you can't take here? Tell me why you can't take here. Why you can't take beta? You can take it is. On reactant side, oxygen. On product side, carbon dioxide. Water is what? When you get water beta, on reactant side, if you have any hydrogens on the carbon.
Hydrocarbons.
Water is not only for carbon only we don't get the water. Remaining cases we get the water. Compulsory oxygen, carbon dioxide compulsory. This should be compulsory beta. Water is depends upon whether this carbon is having hydrogens or not. If this carbon is not having hydrogen, means does not have water here. So this the enthalpy of combustion and enthalpy of reaction both are same beta. Both are what? Minus 393.5 only for this. Both are same here. Enthalpy of reaction is same, enthalpy of combustion also same in this. Both the case it is same. Because it is a reaction, correct? Is it a reaction or not? Tell me better, it is a reaction or not? Reaction. For the
Yes,
for the reaction, enthalpy of reaction,
Yes, sir.
products minus reactant, we write. Let's say take one more example. Enthalpy of atomization. Atomization means what happened? A molecule is converting into atoms. Hydrogen convert into atoms. Now enthalpy change on breaking 1 mole of bonds. 1 mole of bonds. They are not 1 mole of molecule beta, 1 mole of bond completely to obtain into atoms. It's called what? Enthalpy of atomization. If it is considered standard conditions, 298 Kelvin, 1 bar pressure, then it becomes standard enthalpy of atomization. Now what is that here? So for breaking what? This much number of bonds. How many? 1 mole of bonds here. This much amount of energy is required, therefore is a positive value. Generally positive, no need to show that one, negative only we show. This is called enthalpy of atomization. What is enthalpy of atomization? A molecule in which 1 mole of bonds are breaking into atoms here. That in the form of which state beta? Gaseous state. It's called what? Enthalpy of atomization. Understood beta? Understood?
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
For example, you take water, convert into 2 hydrogens plus 1 oxygen. Now you are breaking how many moles? 1 mole. 1 mole of bonds you are breaking and converting into atomic state here. Molecule converting into atomic state here. How many bonds you are converting? 1 mole bonds. Then this is called enthalpy of atomization. Only definitions you have to write in examination if they ask in examination. Enthalpy of ionization. Enthalpy of ionization. Let me see what happens. This is called enthalpy of ionization. See, calcium lost, when you get ion beta, when you get a cation, when you get cation beta, when you lose electron. So enthalpy change that accompanies when the removal of 1 electron from 1 mole of gas atoms can be called enthalpy of ionization, also called ionization enthalpy, where we have discussed about beta ionization enthalpy in the classification of elements, ionization energy, correct or not? First ionization enthalpy, second ionization enthalpy, we have discussed or not? Yeah, very simple, no need to. Now also we completed. Can you give answer for this one, beta? Atomization. Due to what? Bond enthalpy. This is important, beta. Chemical reactions involved the breaking and making chemical bonds. Energy is required to break a bond. Energy is released when a bond is formed. This is very, very important. For example, I want to break this bond. Now for this process, energy is required endothermic beta. Energy is delta H equal to positive. I want to make this one. I want to make the bond. Formation of bond here. Always the formation of bond will be exothermic. Delta H will be here negative. Delta H equal to negative. So this is they are saying that, right? Next, now already I told you this one. Now if you observe what happened, enthalpy of reaction is equal to bond enthalpies of reactant minus bond enthalpies of the product. Now what type of bond enthalpies we are having? Let me see. Bond dissociation and bond mean bond enthalpy. We'll discuss in detail here. Now if you observe what happened, here bond dissociation took place. Correct or not, beta? Two chlorines are there. Two chlorines are there. You have broken the bond. You got two chlorines here. Now this is bond dissociation. Bond is dissociated here. Right? Oxygen. Bond dissociation. Now you may get one doubt here. What is enthalpy of atomization then here? Now it is also enthalpy of atomization also. But the bonds are in the form of covalent bonds. Bonds are in the form of covalent bonds with gaseous covalent bonds I am considering here. What is mean bond enthalpy? Now you observe here what happened. When you have hydrogen, right beta, when you have hydrogen, you can break this bond. But when you have CH4, there are how many bonds will be there for CH4 beta? H1, H2, H3, H4. 4 CH bonds are there. 4 CH bonds are there. There are 4 CH bonds. Do they have same bond enthalpy? All these 4 CH bonds, do they have same bond enthalpy?
Yes, sir.
देखो बेटा, for example, you observe this one. This one, let me see. We'll take one example for this. Now, CH4, I am removing the first bond beta here. Here first one, second one, third one, fourth one. I want to break the first one beta. I'm breaking the first one. So in that case, the first CH1 one broken, the amount of heat you are what? You are plus 427. For how much? 420. Because you are breaking the bond, positive or negative beta value should be positive or negative when you are breaking the bond. Just now I told you.
Positive.
Positive. Just now I told you this one. You observe this one. Just now I told you. You are breaking the bond. Means the value should be positive. When you are making the bond. This is making the bond. Negative. Correct or not? Now based on that, we move now here. CH4. Second bond I am breaking now here. CH3 means this bond I am breaking. In this case, the value is now 439. Now next I am breaking this bond. This bond I am breaking beta. Observe here. CH3 bond I am breaking here. In this case I got 452. And finally I am breaking the last bond here. This bond I am breaking. So you got what? Carbon plus 4 hydrogen. This one you got 347. Now all these values are different. Why? Because hydrogen here, the first hydrogen, when it is present, the environment is different. You're having here 3 hydrogens here. The environment is different here. When you are breaking this one, the environment is, when you compare this one. So when you are breaking this H1 bond, this is methyl group. Methyl group it is. When you are breaking the second hydrogen, this is methylene group here, having 2 hydrogen. When you are breaking this one, what happened? It having only 1 hydrogen. When you are breaking this 4th hydrogen, it is not having any hydrogen. That means the environment here what different. Whatever the environment you are having here different. So in that case, if anybody asks you what is the bond enthalpy present between carbon and hydrogen, what you have to give? Whether you have to give 427 or whether you have to give 439, whether we have to give 452 or 347. Which one we have to give? Average value you have to give. Average, how to calculate? Add everything. Add everything. How much we get here? Add everything here. Isn't it? How much you are getting? 16, 66, 5 you are going to get. And take, divide with 4 here. You will get an average value. Divide, you get that one. Average value will be what? How much? 416 will be the an average value. So this is called what? Mean value of bond enthalpy. The average value we are taking here by submitting what? Actually what? Summing what? Actually all bond enthalpies. This is for polyatomic molecules. Okay. And one more thing here they shown here. See, this is what actually left side, right side, if they are same, you can cancel data. Left side CH2, right side CH2. Left side CH, right side CH. You can cancel that one. Remaining will get like that also. Right? So this is about the mean bond enthalpy, average bond enthalpy. What is this? Is a no need for it. It's a very simple part. What is the formula for bond enthalpy beta? Reactants minus product beta. Reactant minus product. Reactants minus product beta for bond enthalpy. Okay. Enthalpy of solution, enthalpy of dilution, lattice enthalpy building. These are the 3 things are last terms. Enthalpy of solution. When you get a solution beta, how do you get a solution? So you take what? A solvent here. Take solvent here. Add some solute to this one. For example, take water here. Add some NaCl over here. Add some NaCl over here. Now definitely we get a solution. Now enthalpy of solution means the enthalpy change that takes place when 1 mole of solute dissolve in solvent to form infinitely dilute solution. Infinitely dilute solution we are going to get. A dilute solution we are going to get. That is called enthalpy of solution. The enthalpy of solution may be negative, maybe for this one, if you add NaCl, it will be negative. If you add ammonium chloride, that will be positive, depend upon the salts it is. NaCl, you are dissolving in the water, you got either enthalpy of solution is equal to, you got plus 5 kilojoules per mole you got here. If it is what? NaOH, if it is NaOH, it will be negative beta. If it is ammonium chloride, this will be positive, right? For ammonium chloride it will be positive, for sodium chloride it will be negative, sodium hydroxide negative. For sodium chloride, how much you are getting? Positive. You're getting positive. So enthalpy of solution may be exothermic, may be endothermic. You observe here what happened. This is endothermic. Now if you add ammonium chloride, sodium hydroxide in water, in that case we get aqueous sodium hydroxide solution we are getting. In this case, the delta H will be negative. So enthalpy of solution may be exothermic, may be endothermic. And enthalpy of solution is the sum of the 2 imaginary steps. They are what? Reverse of lattice enthalpy and hydration enthalpy. So when you add these two, what happened? We get what? Enthalpy of solution in the reverse manner, actually, in the negative signs. Enthalpy of solution is equal to what? Enthalpy of lattice energy, enthalpy of hydration. Do you know enthalpy of hydration? Anybody knows enthalpy of hydration? I will explain that one later. Now let me take here what? Enthalpy of dilution. What is enthalpy of dilution? The change in the enthalpy when a solution of one concentration is diluted further to form solution of another concentration. For example, this is HCl beta, aqueous solution, liquid. Adding some water, I got an aqueous solution. Okay. Now, we are diluting this one. This is the liquid HCl. After adding water, this got diluted now. Correct or not? When you add some water to the HCl liquid, definitely it will be diluted here. For this dilution, isn't it? The amount of heat exchanges, enthalpy exchanges. When a solution of one concentration is diluted to further another concentration. Now concentration is changed. I have taken 1 molar of HCl converted into 0.95 molar of HCl. Now its concentration is changed, diluted. 1 molar concentration converted into 0.9 molar. Therefore, enthalpy of dilution how much beta? 0.76 kilojoules. It's an exothermic process. Lattice enthalpy is very simple concept beta. Very simple concept. We have discussed, I think, in chemical bonding. Now, very simple. Lattice enthalpy means the amount of energy releases. The amount of energy releases when 1 mole of ionic compound is formed. When 1 mole of ionic compound is forming from its gaseous cation and anion. See, how many mole I got NaCl beta here? How many moles are there here? 1 mole.
1 mole.
1 mole. Now, when sodium cation, chloride cation are combining, sodium cation and chloride cation, in which state they are combining? Gaseous state. When they combine in gaseous state, the amount of heat is releasing to form 1 mole of compound. This amount of this enthalpy I am calling as what? Lattice enthalpy. You can also call like this also, NaCl solid 1 mole dissociating into Na plus and Cl minus. This is gaseous state, this one also gaseous state. Here, the amount of energy required, the amount of enthalpy is required to break 1 mole of ionic bonds. 1 mole of ionic bonds is called enthalpy, lattice enthalpy. Here also delta H of lattice energy will be plus 788 kilojoules. That means when you break the bond, it is endothermic. When you make the bond, it is exothermic. The amount of enthalpy will be same here. Why? Because it is lattice energy. However, you see, compulsory you should convert into gaseous ions here. If you want to write lattice enthalpy, take solid compound, take how many? 1 mole of ionic bonds you take, convert that one into gaseous cation, gaseous anion. In that case, how much amount of enthalpy is required to break this one into gaseous ions that you are calling as lattice energy. It should be endothermic here. Reverse, if you take what happened, that will be exothermic. I told you in the last class only, when you reverse the reaction, endo become exo, exo become endo. So in the definition, you can give in any way here. The enthalpy change that takes place when 1 mole of solid ionic lattice forms from its gaseous ions. Here 1 mole of solid ionic lattice. 1 mole of solid ionic lattice. This is the lattice composition. Solids will have lattice structures here. So they call solid ionic lattice. Solids, this is having ionic compounds. So it can be defined exothermically. Reversely bright, it will be defined as what? Endothermically. Now here, the more closely ions packed together, the solid lattice enthalpy is more exothermic. What is the meaning of this one beta? Very simple. If this is combining closely, what happens? In crystal, it is closely combining, you will get more amount of heat will be released. Similarly, here if you have closely combined, you have to supply more amount of enthalpy to break into what? Sodium chloride ions in the form of gases. Understood here? So when it will, stable compound will form, if more heat is releasing, we'll get a stable compound. This Born-Haber cycle we'll discuss now. Remaining topics we'll do that after later. Okay, just I will discuss this Born-Haber cycle. Remaining topics we'll discuss tomorrow. Barr-Haber cycle, I will explain same thing. Very simple it is. Within 1 or 2 minutes, we complete this one. Anybody having class now, 10 o'clock?
Yes, sir. We have CS class.
Yes, sir.
Which class you are having? Which class you are having?
Computer.
Sir, CS.
Yes, just wait 1 minute better because 3 minutes are there, no problem. Now, actually, what is Born-Haber cycle here? Really, you are having at this time class, 10 o'clock.
Yes, sir.
Today onwards. Right. Now, if you observe what
Yes.
lattice enthalpy, already I have discussed here. Right. Now, let me discuss about something. Now, I have taken here sodium beta. This is solid. Correct. Now, I have converted this one into sodium into form gases beta. Gases. Now, tell me this one is called enthalpy of sublimation beta. Because solid converting into gas directly called sublimation. This will be positive value, right? Enthalpy of sublimation. Next, sodium gas converting into ionization. Enthalpy of ionization, Na plus beta. Correct or not? This is called what? Enthalpy of ionization. Enthalpy of ionization. This one is also what? Positive. Next, this is ready. Sodium ion plus is ready for what? To get NaCl. Next, I take what? Chlorine. I will take chlorine here. So I have to break this one and I have to convert this one into 2 chlorines here. Okay. Now this is called what? Enthalpy of bond enthalpy. You are breaking the bond, therefore it is called bond enthalpy. This one also positive. Now chlorine is already gas. Chlorine is already gas, but I need only what? 1 chlorine? No, I don't need 2 chlorines. In that case, what happens? You take half bond enthalpy. Take half bond enthalpy. Because I don't need 2 chlorines, I need only 1 chlorine. Take half only. The value take only half only. Because only 1 sodium is there. Next, this chlorine, how to convert into negative charge? How to convert into negative charge? By adding 1 electron over here. So you are going to get here what? Cl minus. Now this addition of electron is called what beta? Anybody? Electron affinity beta. Electron affinity it is called. Now this is already in gas. This is already in gas here. Now finally what happened? Na plus Cl minus both are converted into NaCl. Now this is gas phase. This one also gas phase, and this will be solid. This is called what beta? Enthalpy of anybody? Lattice energy. This will be what? Always negative. Negative only because bond is forming here. Now, what is enthalpy of reaction beta? Enthalpy of reaction means what I can write here? Enthalpy of this reaction, everything I am writing here, is equal to what? Everything I have write here. Everything. What is that? Enthalpy of sublimation plus enthalpy of ionization plus enthalpy of bond energy. I have taken half only, but I have taken here 2. But for every reaction, you can take that only this one. Okay. Plus enthalpy of electron affinity and plus enthalpy of electron affinity. And finally, what happened? Enthalpy of lattice energy. Now, how do you calculate enthalpy of lattice energy? How do you calculate better? Enthalpy of lattice energy can be calculated by writing everything. Enthalpy of reaction minus enthalpy of sublimation plus enthalpy of ionization plus enthalpy of bond energy plus enthalpy of electron affinity. You will get the enthalpy of lattice energy. So these are some formulas actually. How you got this formula? Based upon these things. So this is called what? Born-Haber cycle. Born-Haber cycle here. See, everything you have taken here. Whatever the values, see, the values you got. Enthalpy of fusion, enthalpy of sublimation, how much you got? 108. Enthalpy of ionization is how much you got? 495. Enthalpy of bond enthalpy, how much you got? 421. And the enthalpy of electron gain enthalpy, how much? 346. You can substitute here. Sublimation value, how much here? Here it is. Sublimation value is here, 108. Ionization value, how much is given here? Plus 495. 495. Bond enthalpy, half value, how much? 121. Electron affinity values is here given. Minus 348. Minus 348. Next, lattice enthalpy. How much you got here? Lattice enthalpy, you have to calculate that based upon the enthalpy of reaction. Okay. So this is about the Born-Haber cycle. Okay, tomorrow We'll continue this one because almost 10 o'clock is one. We'll continue tomorrow. Just a minute, wait, please. I will just I record this one. All of you, please stay with me. That 10 seconds, you can stay with me. Right, better. Just no, just a minute, just a second. Okay, now you can log out. Better.
Thank you, sir.
You can log.
Thank you.
Thank you, sir.
Thank you.